So today I thought we would have a chat about calorie counting because there seems to be so much confusion out there about weight loss and calorie counting. And some people say, yeah, just count calories because all calories are the same and that's all that we need to worry about. But actually, counting calories doesn't really work because not all calories are the same. And actually, calories work in our bodies differently. For example, you can eat a couple of eggs, have the same number of calories as a packet of Skittles. But, one of them is going to make you feel much better and keep you feeling fuller for longer, and yet they're both the same amount of calories. So, if you were just counting calories, you'd say they were equal. But think about it. Think about the number of times maybe that you've gone on a calorie restrictive diet, maybe lost a few pounds and then put all of it back on, and often a bit more as well. When we start to eat kind of normally, definitely, I've been there, and I've learned over the years that just basic calorie counting, it just doesn't work because the body isn't made like that. I think most of us grew up in an era when calorie counting seemed the obvious way to reduce weight, but the problem really is that not all calories are created equal, and how our bodies burn calories depends on so many factors. And that includes the type of food that we're eating, our metabolism, even our gut microbes. Two people can eat exactly the same number of calories, and yet the outcome can be very different when it comes to weight loss. And one of the most obvious ways of seeing this actually is between men and women, because we're different. So often guys will lose so much more weight compared to women on exactly the same diet. And it's because there are so many different factors at play, hormones, for example. And let's remember that many of the studies done into diets and calorie-restricted eating for a long time only included men, with women excluded from much of the data. So how does it work for us with our hormones? Yeah, food for thought. So, just to give you that example again of Skittles versus boiled eggs, calorie counting really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Eggs, you've got bursting with protein, good quality fats, fat-soluble vitamins, things that can help keep us feeling fuller for longer, whereas a packet of Skittles or biscuits is going to have the opposite effect. Because that will just send the blood sugar levels soaring. It will leave you feeling hungrier than you were before you've eaten them, so that you then go back and eat more. And in fact, studies have shown that calories from ultra-processed foods, so that's the foods generally that we don't make at home, things that come out of a packet, cause the greatest weight gain when compared to exactly the same number of calories that come from natural whole foods that we cook from scratch. Curious. But if you're watching your weight, obviously we do need to be mindful of what we're eating. That makes sense, doesn't it? So my advice, rather than counting calories, if you're going to count anything, watch for the grams of sugar that you're eating instead. I switched to eating only naturally low sugar foods. That's things containing less than around 5 grams of sugar per 100 grams if I'm trying to shift a few pounds. But I do say that we need to stop obsessing, over our food. Hypervigilance over every mouthful is not only unnecessary, it can also lead to disordered eating and orthorexia, and that's basically an unhealthy obsession with healthy eating of any kind. So I'm more in favour of intuitive eating, personalised approach based on our kind of internal cues, with the genuine focus on well-being, as in feeling well, not just weight loss. And my view is that if the body is functioning well, running on the foods it actually needs for energy, mental health, physical strength, the excess pounds are far more likely to be shed. It may take a bit more time, but it will avoid the ups and the downs of the more depressing diets. And more importantly, it frees up our moods and our minds to focus on more life-enhancing things. So I would suggest prioritizing protein, prioritizing good fats in our diet makes such a difference because it helps us to not only feel fuller for longer, but it also physically reduces sugar cravings. And genuinely, it's made such a huge difference to my life. And you can watch my typical day on a plate right here on YouTube to give you an idea of what I eat in a day. And I'll make sure that my team linked the video actually in the description below. But what do you think? What have you found helpful? Do you count calories? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Well, as ever, do subscribe to ensure that you never miss an episode. Do share this video with your friends if you found it useful. And let's share the love. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Until the next time I see you here, go well. Bye-bye.